What really happens inside your body when you make 2 eggs a part of your daily life? It's such a simple act. Cracking them open, hearing the gentle sizzle in the pan, watching the yolks settle into warmth. Maybe you've done it for years. Maybe it's your comfort, your habit, your routine. But behind that routine, have you ever stopped to ask what it's actually doing to your heart, your brain, your energy, even your future? You see, as we grow older, it's not always the big things that shape our health. It's the small, quiet choices we make every day. The things we eat, the way we move, the way we rest. And in this case, the choice to eat 2 eggs each morning might be doing more than you think. Or less than you hoped. Or perhaps both. There was a time when eggs were celebrated. Then came the years of doubt. Warnings about cholesterol, fear over fat, voices telling us to stay away. And now? Now we're beginning to understand that the truth, like so much in life, isn't black or white. It's in the details. It's in the context. It's in knowing your body, your needs, your balance. And that's what we're here to explore together today. Because whether you eat eggs often or only occasionally, you deserve to understand how something so small could be affecting so much. Your strength, your memory, your weight, your mood, even your skin and your eyes. Coming up, we're going to look deeper into how eggs truly interact with your body. Not just what's in them, but what they actually do once they're inside you. From the nutrients you need most after 60, to the surprising ways they can help or harm your long-term health. So if you've ever felt unsure about whether eggs belong in your diet, or you've heard conflicting advice over the years, this is your chance to find clarity. And if you've always trusted them instinctively, maybe today you'll finally learn why that trust might be well placed. If this sounds like something worth understanding, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. You're not just supporting us, you're helping others like you make more confident, more informed choices every single day. Let's take that first quiet step together and find out what really happens when you welcome 2 simple eggs into your life. Let's begin with something that's often overlooked. What those 2 little eggs actually carry within them. Because while they may look simple from the outside, each egg is a compact miracle of nutrition, delicately balanced by nature, perfectly portioned by design. And when you begin to see them that way, not as just breakfast, but as daily nourishment, you start to understand how they quietly shape your well-being. Each time you eat 2 eggs, your body receives a steady dose of high-quality protein, about 12 grams in total. But it's not just the amount that matters, it's the kind. This is complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. These amino acids are the very building blocks that repair your muscles, support your skin and hair, and keep your immune system standing strong, especially as you age. And all of that, remarkably, comes in under 160 calories. But protein is just the beginning. Inside those yolks are nutrients many people don't even realize they need, like choline, which is essential for brain function and memory. In fact, it's so important that pregnant women are often advised to get more of it to support fetal brain development. And yet it doesn't stop being important once we're born. For older adults, choline helps preserve sharpness of mind, stabilizes mood, and keeps the communication lines between brain cells open and clear. There's also vitamin B12, crucial for nerve health and red blood cell production. Vitamin D to help absorb calcium and keep bones strong. Vitamin A, which protects your vision. Vitamin E to combat cell damage. And then there's selenium, a powerful antioxidant that supports everything from your immune system to thyroid function. It's like your body receives a quiet gift with every bite, one that doesn't shout but serves. Nourishment that doesn't just pass through, but builds you back up. What's even more beautiful is that none of this requires a complicated diet plan or expensive supplement. Just 2 eggs, cooked how you like, eaten when it feels right. And the benefits? They begin to accumulate slowly and steadily over time. But there's something else these eggs do, something many people chasing weight loss or trying to manage cravings often don't realize. And it has nothing to do with vitamins or minerals. It's about hunger, about satiety, about that feeling of being full in the right way. Because in the next part, we're going to talk about how 2 simple eggs in the morning might be the secret to losing weight without starving yourself. Let's talk about something we all experience, but rarely understand deeply: hunger. Not just the kind that grumbles in your stomach before lunch, but the kind that lingers quietly throughout the day. The kind that makes you reach for a snack you didn't plan to eat, or overfill your plate without meaning to. And as we get older, managing that kind of hunger becomes more important than ever, not just to control weight, but to protect energy, mood, and stability. Now here's where eggs reveal another layer of their quiet power. When you start your day with 2 of them, whether scrambled gently, poached, or hard-boiled, something subtle but profound begins to shift. You stay full longer, not the heavy, sluggish kind of full, but a calm, steady kind. The kind that makes it easier to say no to that second helping. The kind that helps you walk past the snack cabinet without even thinking about it. This isn't just in your head. Science has shown that high-quality proteins like the kind found in eggs stimulate the release of hormones that signal fullness to your brain. They literally tell your body, "You're okay, you're nourished, you can stop searching." Turn. And when you're not constantly battling those little waves of hunger, you make different choices. Wiser ones, gentler ones. What's even more encouraging is how eggs affect your metabolism. Unlike simple carbohydrates that cause your blood sugar to spike and crash, leaving you tired, irritable, and hungry all over again, eggs digest more slowly. That means your energy stays more stable, your cravings stay quieter, and your body burns a little more just digesting them. It's called the thermic effect of food, and protein happens to have one of the highest. So when people say, "I'm trying to lose weight, I need to eat less," they're often missing the real point. It's not about eating less, it's about eating smarter. Choosing foods that give back. Foods that work with your body instead of against it. And in that sense, eggs become more than just breakfast. They become a tool, a partner, a quiet ally in your journey toward better balance. Not just on the scale, but in your whole life. Pair them with some greens, maybe a slice of avocado or a spoonful of oatmeal, and you've created a meal that supports you on every level. You're no longer starting your day chasing energy. You're fueling it, building it, protecting it. And yet, the magic of eggs doesn't stop at hunger or weight, because there's another part of your body that needs support every single day, often in ways we don't notice until it's too late. Your eyes, your vision, the very lens through which you experience the world. And what's in an egg just might be the quiet protector your eyes have been waiting for. Our eyes are remarkable. They carry us through sunrises and sunsets, through the faces of loved ones, the pages of books, the winding paths of our memories. But as the years pass, they begin to change. Sometimes slowly, sometimes without warning. The world grows a little dimmer, the letters on the page blur more quickly, the night seems darker than it used to, and yet so often, we don't realize that what we eat can directly shape the future of our sight. That's where eggs quietly step in again, offering something many people have never even heard of, but your eyes depend on deeply: lutein and zeaxanthin. These are antioxidants tucked neatly inside the yolk, like nature's protective glasses. They're not flashy, you won't feel them working, but day after day they guard the most delicate parts of your vision from something you can't even see. Light damage, particularly the harsh blue light from screens and sun. Lutein and zeaxanthin collect in the retina, right in the center of your vision where detail lives, and what they do there is nothing short of amazing. They act like a filter, softening the glare, shielding the cells, and reducing the slow, silent wear that leads to conditions like macular degeneration and cataracts. 2 of the most common causes of vision loss as we age. And it doesn't stop there. Inside every egg is a dose of vitamin A nutrient absolutely essential for seeing clearly in low light. If you've ever noticed that driving at night feels harder than it used to, or that you need more light to read than before, a part of that may be your body quietly asking for more of this vitamin. Without it, the eyes struggle to adapt to darkness. Vision becomes cloudy, fatigue sets in faster, and in some cases, true night blindness begins to appear. What makes all this even more powerful is how effortless it can be. You don't need to memorize a long list of foods or buy an expensive supplement. You simply enjoy 2 eggs a day. maybe with a slice of whole grain toast, maybe stirred gently into a warm bowl of soup. However you like them, your eyes will recognize the gift, even if you never feel it directly. And maybe that's one of the most touching things about food like this. It helps in ways we don't always see. It protects quietly behind the scenes, like a loyal friend who never needs credit. Just trust. But eggs don't only nourish the body, they do something else too. Something we often struggle with as we get older. They feed the mind. And if you've been noticing little changes in your focus, your memory, or your ability to hold on to details the way you used to, what comes next may give you new hope. There's something quietly unsettling about forgetting a name you've always known, losing your train of thought mid-sentence, or walking into a room only to wonder why you came. These small lapses may start as rare moments, easily brushed off. But as they happen more often, a soft worry begins to settle in the background. Is this just aging, or is something more slipping away? You're not alone in feeling that. Many older adults silently carry the weight of those questions, unsure what's normal, what's not, and what, if anything, can help. But what if something as ordinary as 2 eggs a day could offer gentle support to your mind? What if, within that golden yolk, there was something your brain had been quietly craving? That something is called choline. It's a nutrient most people don't even know by name, yet your brain depends on it. Choline is used to make acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that helps your neurons talk to each other, passing signals, forming memories, guiding your focus, and helping regulate your mood. Without enough choline, those conversations inside your brain begin to slow. You may not feel it instantly, but over time, you notice the difference. The words don't come as quickly. The tasks feel harder. Your confidence in your own memory begins to fade. And here's the quiet truth. Most people don't get enough choline from their diets. But just 2 eggs can cover a large part of your daily needs, delivering this vital nutrient in a form that's easy to absorb, easy to use, and remarkably effective. Alongside choline, eggs also offer a suite of B vitamins, B6, B9, folate, and B12. These vitamins do more than just support energy, as labels often promise. They help reduce levels of homocysteine, an amino acid that, when too high, has been linked to brain shrinkage and an increased risk of Alzheimer's. They also support the production of neurotransmitters that influence mood and mental clarity. And for older adults especially, these nutrients don't just help you think more clearly. They help you feel more like yourself, more grounded, more stable, more mentally present in your daily life. They help you hold on to the stories you love, the names you treasure, and the quiet confidence that your mind is still yours. It's a comfort, isn't it? Knowing that something so small, 2 eggs gently cooked, could be feeding not just your body, but your memories, your thoughts, your ability to stay connected to the world and to the people you love most. But memory and mood aren't the only areas where your body quietly asks for help as you age. There's another system working hard behind the scenes, every moment of every day, your immune system. And what those eggs are doing there might surprise you even more. Every breath you take, every door handle you touch, every trip to the market, it's all a silent conversation between your body and the world around you. And at the center of that conversation is your immune system. It's your body's quiet guardian, working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep you safe from viruses, bacteria, and the countless invisible threats that float through daily life. But like so many things with age, its strength begins to change. It becomes slower to respond, easier to overwhelm, and more easily distracted by inflammation and wear. That's why giving your immune system steady daily support is not just wise, it's essential. And once again, 2 simple eggs come into play, offering a surprising variety of nutrients that strengthen your defenses in subtle but powerful ways. Start with vitamin A. Often associated with eye health, it also plays a critical role in maintaining the mucous membranes of your nose, mouth, and respiratory tract, the first barriers that block harmful invaders. These delicate linings are like the skin inside your body, and without enough vitamin A, they become weak, dry, and vulnerable. Eggs help keep them strong, moist, and capable of standing their ground. Then there's vitamin B12. This vital nutrient doesn't just support brain function, it's also involved in the creation and activity of immune cells, especially the white blood cells that identify and destroy dangerous intruders. Low levels of B12 can quietly weaken this system, leaving you more susceptible to infections without even realizing why. And don't overlook selenium. It's not a word we hear often, but selenium is one of the unsung heroes of your immune health. It acts as an antioxidant, protecting your immune cells from damage caused by everyday stress and inflammation. It also helps regulate immune responses, so your body doesn't overreact to small threats or underreact to big ones. Even vitamin D found naturally in eggs plays a part here. Known mostly as the sunshine vitamin, it also helps balance your immune system, reducing chronic inflammation and helping your body produce special antimicrobial peptides, natural defenders that target bacteria and viruses before they can take hold. The beauty of all this is that it doesn't require you to take a cabinet full of pills or memorize a long list of foods. Just 2 eggs consistently can provide this gentle reinforcement, helping your body do what it was always meant to do, protect you. Because at this stage of life, every little reinforcement matters, especially when the changes come quietly, not with fevers or flus, but with longer recoveries, more fatigue, or that feeling that something is just a little off. Sometimes the best defense is a steady defense, and sometimes it's found in places as simple as your breakfast plate. And while we're on the subject of stability, there's another part of your health that often flies under the radar until it doesn't: your blood sugar. You don't need to be diabetic for it to affect your energy, your mood, or your risk of disease. And surprisingly, those eggs are quietly helping you there too. Blood sugar, it's something most people only think about when they've been told they have diabetes. But the truth is, even if you've never been diagnosed, your blood sugar matters more than you realize. Because when it swings too high or too low, even subtly, it doesn't just affect your energy. It affects your mood, your focus, your weight, your sleep, and your long-term health in ways that often go unnoticed. And after 60, your body's ability to regulate those swings naturally begins to shift. That's why the food you eat in the morning can quietly set the tone for your entire day. And eggs, humble, inexpensive, and often overlooked, can make a surprising difference. Unlike toast, cereal, fruit juice, or sweetened yogurt, eggs have almost no carbohydrates. That means they don't cause a sudden spike in your blood sugar. Instead, they deliver protein and healthy fats, which are digested slowly and steadily. This gives your body a gentle, lasting stream of energy without the roller coaster of highs and crashes that leave you tired, hungry, or irritable by mid-morning. Even more important, eating eggs, especially in the morning, helps improve your body's sensitivity to insulin. That's the hormone responsible for moving sugar out of your blood and into your cells. When your body becomes less sensitive to insulin, as often happens with age or excess weight, sugar stays in your bloodstream longer, quietly causing damage over time. But when your insulin works better, everything becomes more balanced. You think clearer, you move easier, you age slower. That's the quiet magic of stability. And eggs don't just help prevent spikes, they also help prevent the crashes that come from blood sugar dropping too fast. That crash is often what triggers cravings for sweets, processed snacks, or extra meals you didn't plan on. But when you start your day with 2 eggs paired with some fiber from vegetables or whole grains, your hunger stays grounded, your cravings stay quiet, and your body stays calm. This kind of balance doesn't just help in the short term. Over time, it reduces the risk of insulin resistance, prediabetes, and type 2 diabetes, all conditions that creep up silently and are harder to manage the older we get. So next time someone tells you that breakfast doesn't matter or that a small meal won't make a difference, remember this: it's not about the size of the meal, it's about the power inside it. And in the case of eggs, that power is steadying your system from the inside out, protecting you in ways you may not feel immediately, but that add up with every single day. But even beyond blood sugar, there's another reason many people have avoided eggs for years. One word that has caused more confusion, fear, and hesitation than almost any other when it comes to food: cholesterol. And it's time we talk about that, clearly, honestly, and with the latest truth science has revealed. For decades, one word kept eggs off breakfast plates around the world: cholesterol. It was painted as the villain, the silent culprit behind clogged arteries, heart attacks, and strokes. And because eggs, especially their yolks, contain cholesterol, Many people, especially older adults, were told to limit or avoid them altogether. It's a message that stuck, a warning that echoed through doctors' offices and dinner table conversations. But here's the thing. Science has evolved, and what we know now paints a far more nuanced and surprisingly reassuring picture. First, let's clear something up. It's true that eggs contain cholesterol. A single large egg has about 186 milligrams of it, all in the yolk. But dietary cholesterol, the kind you get from food, is not the same as the cholesterol that builds up in your arteries. In fact, for most people, the body adapts. When you eat more cholesterol, your liver produces less. When you eat less, your liver makes more. It's a natural balancing act that, in healthy individuals, keeps things in check. What's even more important is understanding the kinds of cholesterol in your blood. You've probably heard of LDL, the bad kind, and HDL, the good kind. The fear has always been that eating eggs would raise LDL, leading to plaque buildup and heart problems. But research now shows that for the vast majority of people, eggs don't significantly raise LDL. And even more interesting, they often increase HDL, the good cholesterol that helps clear excess cholesterol out of your system and carry it back to the liver, where it can be safely processed and removed. And that's not all. Eggs offer something else that supports your heart: antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, two key factors in the development of heart disease. They also contain healthy fats, including monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which help maintain a healthy lipid balance in the blood. So if you've spent years pushing away your plate, skipping the yolk, or feeling guilty for enjoying your morning eggs, it may be time to breathe a little easier. The truth is, for healthy older adults, eating up to 1 or even 2 eggs per day has been shown to be safe, and in some cases even beneficial when included as part of a balanced diet. Of course, if you have specific heart conditions or a history of high cholesterol, it's always wise to talk to your doctor about what's best for your body. But for many, eggs are not the enemy. They're part of the solution. A simple, nourishing food that supports not just your muscles, your eyes, and your brain, but also your most vital organ, your heart. And speaking of strength, there's one more way that eggs quietly restore what time tends to take. A way that matters deeply for independence, for balance, and for confidence, especially as the years pass. Because when it comes to staying strong, it's not just about how you feel, it's about how you move. And that's where muscle health comes into the picture. Strength. It's one of those things you don't think much about until it's gone. You notice it the day standing up from the couch takes more effort than you expected, or when carrying groceries leaves your arms sore for longer than they used to. It's in the slower climb up the stairs, the hesitation before bending down, the quiet fear of slipping because you're not sure you'll catch yourself. These are the moments when your body whispers a truth we'd rather not face. Muscle fades with age. And if we're not actively protecting it, we slowly begin to lose more than just strength. We lose independence. This gradual loss of muscle is called sarcopenia. It doesn't arrive with a bang, but with a quiet fading. You don't feel it one morning, but over months and years you begin to notice. And the older you get, the faster it can happen, unless you do something about it. That's where eggs become more than just food. They become a tool for rebuilding. Every egg contains about 6 grams of high-quality protein, and not just any protein. This is complete protein, packed with all the essential amino acids your body needs to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. These amino acids are like the raw materials your muscles use to stay strong, recover from strain, and grow after even the lightest activity. But one amino acid in particular stands out: leucine. It plays a key role in turning on the muscle-building process, like flipping a switch that tells your body it's time to rebuild. And eggs are naturally rich in it. That makes them especially powerful for older adults, who often need more protein, not less, to maintain their muscle mass. And it's not just the protein. Eggs also provide nutrients that support energy production during movement, like B vitamins, iron, and phosphorus. Vitamin D, found in the yolk, helps preserve muscle strength and balance, especially critical for preventing falls. Together, these nutrients work in harmony to keep your muscles not just alive, but active. You don't have to be an athlete to benefit from this. You don't need to lift weights or run marathons. Simply choosing to include protein-rich foods like eggs, consistently, gently, daily, can make a difference. It can mean the difference between feeling tired after a walk or feeling refreshed, between worrying about reaching that high shelf or doing it without a second thought, between depending on others or standing strong on your own. So the next time you crack open an egg, remember, it's more than breakfast, it's restoration, it's resilience. It's a quiet promise to your body that you're still investing in its strength, still building, still moving forward. And yet there's one more reason that matters deeply, perhaps more than all the others. It's not just about how you move or how you think or how you digest. It's about how long you get to do those things. Because at the heart of it all, there's one question we've all asked at some point, even if only silently. How do I live not just longer, but better? And could something as simple as 2 eggs a day help make that possible? Longevity. It's not just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. It's about waking up with energy, moving with ease, remembering with clarity, and connecting with others in ways that still feel meaningful. It's about having enough vitality left in your body to match the wisdom in your soul. And for many older adults, that's the true dream, not just to live long, but to live well. So the question becomes, can a small habit like eating 2 eggs a day really help with that? It might sound too simple, but sometimes the simplest things carry the most power, especially when done consistently, with care. Eggs are a rare kind of food, affordable, accessible, and remarkably complete. They bring together 3 of the most important pillars of healthy aging: high-quality protein to preserve muscle and strength, antioxidants to slow down cellular aging, and healthy fats to support brain and heart function. Inside each egg is a quiet but powerful combination of nutrients working behind the scenes, protecting you from chronic inflammation, a key factor in everything from joint pain to memory loss to heart disease. The antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin, for example, don't just help your eyes. They also help reduce the kind of low-grade inflammation that silently wears down your cells year after year. Then there's choline again, not only for your brain, but for your liver. It helps prevent fat from building up in this vital organ, supporting detoxification and reducing your risk for metabolic diseases that tend to creep in with age. And when it comes to sarcopenia, the slow decline of muscle mass that so often marks the beginning of physical vulnerability, eggs step in once more. That protein, that leucine, those supporting B vitamins, they're not just helping you maintain strength, they're helping you preserve independence. They're helping you keep doing the things that bring you joy, whether that's gardening, walking with friends, or playing with your grandchildren. You see, aging doesn't mean fading. Not when you fuel your body with the right things, not when you choose foods that don't just satisfy your hunger, but serve a greater purpose. Not when something as ordinary as 2 eggs becomes a quiet form of self-respect, of saying to your body, I still believe in you. And maybe that's the heart of it all. When you nourish yourself well, consistently, intentionally, you're not just protecting your health, you're reaffirming your worth. You're choosing life every day in the most grounded, humble way. Of course, how you prepare your food matters too. And if you really want to unlock all the benefits inside those eggs while keeping them safe, digestible, and delicious, there are a few gentle guidelines worth knowing. Let's talk for a moment about how something is made, because the way you prepare your eggs can be just as important as the decision to eat them in the first place. It's easy to think that an egg is an egg is an egg, but how it's cooked, what it's paired with, and even how it's stored before it reaches your plate, all of these things quietly shape the benefits you receive. Take boiling, for example. It's one of the most gentle ways to cook an egg. No added fats, no high temperatures that break down sensitive nutrients, just warm water and patience. When you boil an egg until the whites are set and the yolk stays golden and soft, you preserve a surprising amount of vitamins like A, D, E, and K. The antioxidants lutein and zeaxanthin remain intact. The protein stays whole and digestible, and what you end up with is a perfectly balanced little package, nutritionally rich and beautifully simple. Poaching is another wonderful method. Just like boiling, it requires no oil and protects the integrity of the egg. It also allows for a little softness in texture, a creaminess that feels almost luxurious, especially when served with sautéed greens or whole grain toast. And because the egg remains in its most natural form, your body receives the full spectrum of what it has to offer. Scrambled eggs, while comforting and familiar, do need a little more care. Many people load them with butter, heavy cream, or processed cheese, all of which can dilute the health benefits of the egg itself. But if you cook them gently, using a little olive oil, and pair them with vegetables like spinach, tomatoes, or mushrooms, you transform a simple dish into a nourishing, antioxidant-rich meal. The key is moderation and mindfulness, knowing that your choices don't have to be extreme to be effective. What's worth avoiding, however, are raw eggs. Though popular in some health circles, raw egg whites contain a compound called avidin, which can interfere with the absorption of biotin, a vitamin crucial for your skin, hair, and nails. Not to mention, raw eggs carry a higher risk of foodborne illness, especially for older adults, whose immune systems may not respond as quickly to threats. If you're including eggs in smoothies or dressings, make sure they're pasteurized. And before any of that, before the cooking, the seasoning, the enjoying, there's one small but vital detail: the egg itself. Make sure the shell is clean, uncracked, and free from unusual smells. Store your eggs in the refrigerator, ideally in their original container, away from strong-smelling foods that can affect their flavor. Wash them only right before use, not before storing, so you preserve the natural protective layer nature gave them. It might feel like a lot to remember, but really it comes down to this: treat your food with care, and it will take care of you. Choose simplicity over excess. Choose nourishment over indulgence. Choose the little daily actions that, over time, build a foundation for strength, clarity, and longevity. Because the way we feed ourselves isn't just about hunger, it's about self-respect. And as we close this quiet journey together, it's time to take a step back and remember the bigger picture. Not just what eggs do for us, but what our small, steady choices say about how we want to live. Then let's bring this journey home, gently, truthfully, and with heart. In the end, it's never just about the eggs. It's about what they represent. A moment in the morning where you choose nourishment over neglect. A quiet decision to care for yourself. Not with extravagance, not with perfection, but with intention. 2 eggs on a plate might not look like much to the world, but to your body they are a message. A message that says, I still matter. I still want to be strong. I still want to live fully. Because when you're over 60, the world has a way of telling you to slow down, to accept decline as inevitable, to stop trying so hard. But you know better. You've lived enough to understand that strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes it's in the small things. Getting out of bed with ease, remembering a loved one's birthday without looking it up, lifting your arms without pain, feeling satisfied after a meal instead of craving something more. These are the quiet victories, the ones that build your life from the inside out. And that's what 2 eggs a day can offer. Not a miracle, not a cure, but a foundation. A daily rhythm of giving your body the nutrients it needs to keep showing up for you. To help you think clearly, move confidently, protect what matters, and maybe even stretch the horizon of how many good years you still have ahead. So the next time you're standing at the stove, yolks glowing in the pan, remember, this is not just breakfast. It's a form of care, a form of power, a quiet act of belief in your future. If this message touched you in any way, if it made you rethink something simple or helped you see your daily habits with new eyes, please consider liking this video. Subscribe if you'd like to hear more gentle guidance like this. And most of all, share your thoughts in the comments. We learn from each other. We grow stronger together. Your choices matter. Your story matters. And we're honored to be a small part of it. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and stay kind to yourself.